This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and we continue with the AFC, looking at the Patriots and the whole AFC after the bye. Patriots come back, they get the Jets, so hopefully that's an easy start to the second half. But they do have, I think, the second easiest schedule in the entire league going forward. The Bills have the easiest. They have the second easiest. Of course, they play the Jets twice. They play the Bills at home. They play the Dolphins, but we'll get to that in a little bit. What is the biggest obstacle in the second half of the season for the Patriots? Obviously, they've got the injuries. You talked about it with Gronk. Michelle was back, but is he 100%?
Right.
Are you worried about the division at all? I know it seems that's crazy, but they got to go down to Miami, and they always struggle down there. Obviously, Pittsburgh, they got a big game on. Right. What are you thinking about the second half of the season?
Yeah, I mean, even against the Bills, we saw that game was pretty tight. So, I mean, it is nice to see the schedule that they have, but they still have to perform. Just that defense needs to tighten things up. They can't allow those points. The pass rushing has to be there to compensate for that really bad secondary. That secondary is just pathetic. And really, I didn't think it was going to be that bad with the McCourty brothers this year, and of course Gilmore and a number of guys. They have just been so bad, allowing so many deep balls to be caught. They've just been confused. I don't know what the problem is, but of course, health will need to be a factor going forward for any NFL team, but especially the Pats. That offense, they need Gronk to be healthy.
Right.
Like you said, the bye week and going up against the Jets, that will help. But you need a healthy Gronk because you can't just have Julian Edelman as your bailout guy just for on third and fourth.
Right.
Just that slot kind of guy. You need another option because other teams are going to key on Edelman. He's really Tom's right now without Gronk in the field. That's Tom's favorite target.
Well, and we've seen it over the last few weeks where the Patriots can survive without Gronk here and there, but then teams start to build that game plan and focus against the Patriots. And Hogan doesn't have any catches. Right. Gordon. Well, he is making some plays. There's only so many times. He's not Randy Moss. They can't just Brady can't just throw the ball up to him and hope he's gonna catch it and go, a deep post pattern or something. So it'll be interesting. The injuries. Now, like I said, I don't want to scare people and say this division isn't wrapped up. But the Dolphins are much better at home. Patriots struggle down there. But if the Patriots come out of the gate and beat the Jets, beat the Vikings at home, then you start to see, okay, they got this. But if they lose one of those two, heaven forbid, maybe that division, or am I crazy that it's in play a little bit?
Well, what are they 7-3 right now, the Patriots?
Yeah, so they're
right, and they, like you said, against the Vikings,
6-3.
6-3. Okay, so I think they could maybe lose one more game, but then they would still finish 12-4.
Right.
And I think that I don't think the Bills or the Dolphins are going to finish 12-4. They could win 10 games. So 10-6, they have to get over that hump.
Right.
So like you said, the division isn't wrapped up. But I think the Pats, they have a path to win.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but I think it's likely that they will. Probably about, I'd say a 70% chance, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't want to make it sound like I think the Dolphins are this juggernaut team and they'll win the division because obviously even if the Dolphins do beat the Patriots down there in Miami, that's only one game. The Patriots have a better shot. Going into Pittsburgh, they don't have Le'Veon Bell. Obviously, he's gone for the season. Later in the year, Patriots in Pittsburgh, they've had Pittsburgh's number, especially down in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Are you confident that they can get it done this year? And that's probably the battle for the number 2 seed, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Roethlisberger has had some really good games this season. Again, that secondary, they need to sharpen things up. And that offense is still good, even without Bell. James Conner has filled in really nicely for him, one of the better backs in the league right now. So that's not going to be an easy game to win. I think the Pats will win that one. But that is a really good offense. If the defense can't kind of, close some things up, it's going to be a tight game, I think.
And that could be one of those shootouts where I know the Steelers are known for their defense, but over the last few years, their defense hasn't been there either.
Right.
Patriots' defense hasn't been great. That could be one of those offensive shootouts. We'll see what happened. If the Patriots do get that number 2 seed and they go to Arrowhead Stadium and they have to play Kansas City, a lot can happen between then. Can they beat the Chiefs on the road, or is this one of those things where the Chiefs are so good, Arrowhead Stadium's a tough place to play, and the Patriots on the road, we've seen their struggles.
Right.
They would clearly be underdogs going into that game.
They would definitely be underdogs. I think the Patriots, they can beat anybody if the game plan is right, and I think the offense in those big games, they will show up and play well. Just that defense, they have just been so pathetic. In that game against the Chiefs, they let up a ton of points, but the offense was able to score just enough to win that game. I think it would be another tight one. Just how many stops can the defense record? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, so the Patriots on their bye week this week. They'll come out of it after the bye week on Thanksgiving, the Sunday right after that, and play the Jets. and we'll see what happens. If you think the Patriots are struggling a little bit, you might want to stay tuned. The Celtics, talk about a team that is struggling right now out of the gate. We'll talk about them and see if they can turn that around in the Eastern Conference. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.